You ready? A few guys.
Nice production.
Yeah.
Do you have people hitting you up? There's this kid I went to high school with. I won't say his name, but his name's Richard. He Ramos, and so he's been hitting me up to take shots with him over
Awesome.
over the internet, and I haven't done it yet. But we went to elementary school and high school. We're super close, but it's one of those things where once you get older, and then especially in my world, a lot of people, and you probably feel this too. People, once you get a little bit of momentum and start claiming you, and he's never not been supportive, but there's people that definitely come out of the woodwork and not ask for shit, but just I always knew. I did this show in Seattle about 2 years ago, and this kid who was a senior when I was a freshman, used to always bust my balls for doing the plays, and it was you fucking, what's that theater stuff like? Do you guys give a lot of back rubs and fuck each other?
Isn't it
fucking gay guy? And you're
isn't it
no,
so,
I mean it's not. It's actually pretty great. I'm actually, the girls are pretty into it, and it's a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna find a career out of this. So I see him at this show, and he goes, he's so fucked up, and he's like, man, first of all, I didn't know he was coming, and he shows up after the show, and he's like, dude, I'm so proud of you, man. He's like, I always fucking knew. I was like, dude, remember last time I saw you, you called me gay for doing plays? And he was like, yeah, but that was my way of telling you that I know you got something special. And he was just so, unexpectedly, but again, trying to claim being I always knew, there was something, people doubted you. And they started kind of people used to talk shit and say, you don't have it. And I was like, he does. You guys don't know it. Getting really, and then his wife comes out of nowhere. She's like, sorry, he just got fired from Costco. He's going through a rough time right now. He was a sample guy, and they just,
Yeah. No, dude, you're preaching to the choir, man. I'm a fucking Duke baseball player, converted white rapper.
Named Mike Stud.
Named Mike Stud. Everything hateable.
Who currently owns a Jeep Wrangler.
Everything dislikable on paper.
Classic white rapper owning a Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah.
You got any decals on it?
Now I'm a full-blown Jeep guy. I mean, that was only we just got the Jeep 2 weeks ago.
The Jeep is a classic car, man. That's what I wanted. I had weird wet dreams about parking.
I got 'em now.
I'm having one now. Parking a Jeep in the south parking lot of my high school, and rolling up, leaving campus for lunch and then rolling back, people hanging out the back, teachers being whoa, those guys must get their dick sucked every day, right? Just everyone's looking at you with a different set of goggles.
That's kind of how I feel now in the Jeep, though. People look at me.
That's how I feel too.
They think I get my dick sucked a lot.
I started changing my whole attire.
Yeah,
but it's a gas guzzler, right? It's
I don't even know. So to give you some perspective on it and why it's hilarious is, I haven't driven. I kind of gave up on driving a while ago. We got a good team here. We got a guy who.
You got a driver, or you Uber everywhere?
He's not a driver. He's a guy who lives here. He's
your turtle.
He's easily my best employee too. Yeah. No offense, they're all amazing employees.
Yeah.
Fuck this, I'm out of here.
John's more of on the creative side and visuals and shit. But this is a day-to-day guy who literally is our mom and dad.
That's awesome.
All of us, we'd be the version you're looking at us. Imagine the cable version of us. That's what if he wasn't here.
Wow.
I would be a mess because now I get to focus on things I need to. You know what I mean? If I could stay in a nice
1,000%. Everybody needs somebody to keep them accountable.
Absolutely.
In some form, whether it's a parent or a significant other or a friend that you've known forever that can kind of just hold a mirror up every now and then and be like, dude, that's what you look like.
I got
right
a guy
now.
like that. His name's Blue. He's my next door neighbor since I was 5. You can't even write down necessarily on paper what he's done for us, but he's done so much for all of us in regards to how he makes us feel. It's that attachment to home. And
would he die for you?
His
Would
energy.
he take a bullet?
Yeah, I would die for him too.
For real? Mm-hmm. Fuck, I always hear people say that, and I'm like, God damn,
I would.
My nephew asked me that 2 Christmases ago. He was like, hey, he's just getting to that age where he's just Snapchatting just nonstop, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? Pick up the phone. I was like, you're never gonna know the anxiety that comes with calling a girl and having her dad accidentally pick up, and you'd be like, is Christine there?
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you want with my daughter? You're like, I don't know, man. Touch a tit outside the shirt. I'm fucking 12. And he's always he's like, man, my friends and I, we're blood brothers. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, we take bullets for each other. I'm like, no, you wouldn't, dude. I guarantee at 12.
Yeah, at that age, no way.
But when you become an adult, you start to just get more respect for people.
Well, you kind of realize too, my perspective on friendships and the people that are in your life. And you when you grow up and you come across so many people, and then you realize, you get a grasp on how hard it is to maintain a relationship.
Oh yeah.
Over 2 decades, and to spend so much time together that you've just experienced like your brain is programmed to a lot of the same things. You've experienced a lot. Our perspectives are very similar. But he also shares the initial perspective of where we came from. And I think that's a huge staple of remaining who you want to be and who you're actually supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Dude, can we play that back and put a beat behind it? I think you found your next track, dude. That was fucking deep. Nice, dude. When did you learn you could do that?
Just now.
Nice.
Yeah.
John's a very talented guy. John.
Mike, I'd sprain a leg for you.
What'd you say?
I'd sprain a leg for you.
I would turn an ankle for you.
Yeah. Dude, that's a real concern at this stage of life.
Yeah, it is.
Twisting ankles and just stepping on the wrong part of the sidewalk.
Oh my God.
Trying to dodge. Dude, I was taking my dog for a little bit of a stroll, and a fucking squirrel scurried up a tree so fast. My dog looked at it like, you know the way that when you're like, again, like probably 10 to 13, and you start to first of all just start learning how great tits are. You're like, wow, these things are incredible.
What
and then
age?
when you see your first, what's that?
What age?
Like 10?
All right.
No? When you start to develop
like 4?
feelings?
Like 5, 6.
Good for you. Well, I'm talking about like where you're like feeling. So
that makes sense. You're a horny guy.
full-on raging wood at 5, and knowing like so you'd see a pair
No
of
way
tits.
you got a boner.
My first,
like a toy
my
store.
first memorable boner, 5 years old in the
For
tub.
sure.
Babysitter gave me a little bath.
For sure. Follow-up question.
Yeah.
Did you then go to bed being like, man, I wish I could finger the babysitter? You know what I'm saying? Did you put those thoughts together?
Hell
No.
I wasn't there yet. No, I wasn't
exactly.
there
That's what I'm saying. So 10 is when you start to go, oh, see it, think it. Now here's what I can do
All
about
the
it.
pieces
You know what I'm-
together.
Yeah, put the
Yep.
pieces together.
Yep.
So my dog's looking at the squirrel like that young boy who's seeing that first fresh pair outside that's not his mom that's like,
what kind of dog?
Whoa. A Cavapoo, a Cocker Spaniel poodle. And her name is Pickles. She's the shit. She's looking at the squirrel. Squirrel goes up a tree, then hops to another tree and is hovering over us and then pops its head out of the tree. Dude, I was like, oh, fucking squirrel, and just like hopped back and like lost my footing and fell down. And my dog's like looking at me like, you piece of shit. Like, what if that squirrel attacked us? Like, this is how you're going to respond? But it was unsettling and way too startling. A fucking squirrel. And then you start thinking to yourself, what if I went down and like did twist my ankle or maybe snapped it, bled out, and then that's my story.
Died right here.
Yeah, dude.
Squirrel.
I start thinking more and more about
Squirrels are an interesting
Speaking
thing.
speaking of that, this is actually on my list of things I wanted to talk about today.
What is it?
There's
avoiding squirrel fights.
Yeah, there's a breed of squirrel that can actually suck their own dicks.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. And that was my next question. What's
yeah,
the breed
I
called?
was doing a little autofellatio research on my walk this morning.
I don't know
Please tell
how
me
do you land on these
Googled
things.
what creature can suck its own dick.
Yeah. I got the right here.
I
the
mean, dude, this
literature
is
right
how I
here.
know I'm going to be a bad parent, too, because when I see my dog going to town on herself, and I'm like, stop it. And then, like, 2 stop-its, and then she just finishes the job, and I'm like, She looked like she was having a good time. Like, if my son learns how to suck his own dick, I guarantee I'm not going to scold him for it. I'm going to be like, dude, we got to get you into the circus. Like, you're dropping out of school.
Yeah, I'll give you some stats. 3 out of every 1,000 men can suck their own dick. That's like 0.25%.
It's way more than I thought it was.
More
I
than
thought
you
there
think,
were 3
right?
people in the whole world that could
Yeah,
suck their
that
own
sounds
dick.
more accurate.
3 out of every 1,000. Any in this room? Evan? No?
I mean, I
You
guarantee
strike
me
none
dead,
of
man.
us-
But if you could suck your dick, would you suck your dick?
It's hard to say. See, that next thing I searched after that.
I wouldn't.
Would we
don't
be so...
I think I would.
I don't think I
And
would.
let me follow
man.
that up with I definitely wouldn't.
Yeah.
I love how
No,
I was
no,
like, I probably wouldn't.
No, I think I'm on the same. You just gotta think
Knowing
about it. When
you
you're
can do it.
14 though, or something, and like you don't know. I don't know.
Yikes, but what if you love it and you just can't go back
That's
to
the,
like
that's the
somebody
thing.
else?
There's been lots of studies saying that like guys who do it, they like get so into it that when they
They're gay.
when they jerk off, they have to think about blowing themselves to finish.
And it probably breeds like homosexuality too. Like
Oh, for sure.
Even if you're not, maybe you weren't that inclined to be. I don't know.
This would be a great, like, I can totally see. It sounds like some sort of daytime talk show.
Oh, dude.
Like a Dr. Phil show. So apparently, Devin, you are 14 years old and just discovered how to blow yourself. Now, tell me, is it something that you do? Now, I've dreamt, I've wanted to suck my own cock since I was 17 and I learned how to play the bass clarinet. I would think to myself, if I didn't play the clarinet, I would spend the time I used to do that and learn how to blow. Look, if you're going to vote, make sure you vote for someone that can suck their own dick. You have an amazing ability. We'll be right back. You know.
That's a great Dr. Phil. That's fantastic.
That's